Hello everybody and welcome back to Red Eagle Politics. Make sure you like this video down below and subscribe to the channel if you are new. So inflation and gas prices are nearing record highs while Joe Biden's approval rating is at an all-time low. I was going to do a video about this last week because he actually went below 40% in RCP. Now he is below 39%, and I think that we understand by now that it's probably even lower than that. We know how these polls work. These are the same polls that underestimated Trump in 2016 and 2020 and vastly have been overestimating Joe Biden. And it's also important to note that in a lot of these swing states like Michigan, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Florida, Arizona, Texas, you name it, even though I don't think Texas is really a swing state, but it's more competitive than it used to be. His approval in those states is like 35% and below. I think in Texas right now, it's actually in the 20s, which is absolutely hilarious. You love to see the fact that people are waking up, which is a good thing, but at the same time, our country is collapsing. Our economy is collapsing in real time. What's going on at the border is a total disaster. But, you know, what's not a disaster is redeaglepolitics.com. You guys need to sign up. It is just 16 cents a day or $5 a month. That's like one coffee. You guys can handle it. You guys can afford it. You get all my exclusive videos that I do not post here on YouTube. You also get all of my articles, and you can join the Discord server. The server is back. I understand the fact that the link was not working for a while. That was my bad. It's back up. It's ready to rumble. It's ready to go. And you guys can also check out the merchandise at shop.redeaglepolitics.com. We have a lot of great merchandise. We have t-shirts, we have stickers, coffee mugs, hoodies, etc. You name it. All of these great and epic designs. Buy now while supplies last, or you're going to regret it at shop.redeaglepolitics.com. The links for both of these are in the pinned comment down below. But back to the video. Inflation hitting a 40-year high. Biden's approval rating hitting an all-time low. His approval rating right now is 38.9% in RCP, and his disapproval rating is near his all-time disapproval high. In fact, the net approval rating of him is a minus 15.7. That is a record net negative for Joe Biden. Donald Trump was not there. You know, he was being hit by the media. His approval rating was underwater in 2018, but it was not this far underwater. He was in the 40s range pretty much his entire presidency besides part of 2017. And it actually went up as his presidency went on. Under Biden, his approval rating is dipping significantly as his presidency is going on. He started off at 55%. They say, oh, he passed that one stimulus package. He's going to go up into the 60s, and that didn't happen. And then you look at what happened over the course of the summer. They were saying it's going to be a blue wave. Biden is super popular. The most popular president in the history of presidents, right? They were saying this, gaslighting the public while his approval rating was dipping. And then Afghanistan happened, and Biden completely bungled the pullout of Afghanistan. And then his approval rating got tilted on its head. He was in the negatives. They said he would recover, and he went up maybe 1%. And then October came around, November came around, you had Delta, and his approval rating kept falling. They said it would recover, and apparently it never did. And then they said that, oh, but the Russian-Ukraine war, that's going to save Biden. Biden's approval rating is going to shoot right back up. And it actually did go up like 2%. And then it kept falling back down. Oh yeah, we forgot about the infrastructure bill. That was passed in the fall of 2021. They said that would save him, even though like 9% of the bill or whatever went for infrastructure. And that didn't happen. It never happened. He kept falling. The Ukraine thing happened. He kept falling. He's not recovering the gas prices. They said he would recover from the gas prices. Gas prices just hit an all-time high. $5 a gallon. You had CNN back in December say gas is going to go below $3 a gallon. This is all Donald Trump's fault. Biden's in command now. Look at what's happening. Gas prices are hitting an all-time high, $5 per gallon. It is out of control. Even in Texas, where there's an abundance of gas, you're near the refineries. It is like $4.85 a gallon in the DFW area. And that is huge because there's a lot of driving that's done in DFW. You know, the cities are pretty far apart. because not everybody's just like packed together like a lot of these other urban areas. You know, you drive an hour, you're on the other side of the metro area. You need to drive those distances for many things, and the gas definitely adds up. And now the average is above $5 a gallon, and you look at a place like California, where gas is usually higher than the national average. You look at a place like Hawaii, they're dealing with like $7, $8 a gallon in some places. It is absolutely insane. The gaslighting from the mainstream media, it is totally unreal. This presidency is an abject failure. There is no other way to put it. The economy is collapsing. You look at what's going on at the border. But what are they focused on? What are they focused on? What do you think they're going to run on? Because they have nothing to run on for the midterms. What are they going to focus on? Because you look at the midterm polls right now. Democrats are down below 43%. Republicans are at 46.2%. They're in the driver's seat. And we understand what bias these polls have. We understand that. And we understand there's a lot of undecideds. And those undecided voters tend to break against Joe Biden when it comes to his approval rating. A lot of the undecided voters, 70-80% of them, disapprove of Joe Biden, which would lead me to believe that Republicans are probably going to win the lion's share of them, which could put this at an R+8, R+9 red wave midterm year. So what are Democrats going to do to mitigate the damage? Because this is a real problem for them. Oh, wait, they're going to waste all of their eggs in the January 6th basket, and they're going to prop up their rhino token Republicans like Liz Cheney, these neocons, these never-Trumpers who were never on Trump's side to begin with. They're going to prop these people up and say, Republicans are leaving the party, it's the GQP, they're insurrectionists or whatever, and that Republicans are a threat to democracy. They're going to waste all of their energy trying to say that Donald Trump and the Republicans are the bad guys when they are overseeing an economic disaster regarding inflation and a total invasion on our southern border regarding the border crisis. They'd rather spend their time and energy dedicated to meddling in a foreign conflict that's happening halfway across the globe. And they're going to be demeaning Donald Trump and his supporters and blaming Trump for something that he didn't do and try to make a big spectacle out of the whole 1-6 committee, an event that happened over 17 months ago. And they're going to try and gaslight the public into believing that that is what the focus should be right now of this country, and the people are not buying it. Every single second that they talk about 1-6 is 1,000 less votes that they're going to end up getting in the midterms. This is objectively the case. I mean, they're wasting all of their political ammunition on what? Something that nobody cares about? Completely ridiculous. These are not the issues that people care about. And we're going to get to the issues in a minute, but I just wanted to talk about the issue of inflation to begin with, because this is so true. You look at what's actually happening in our country that is actually affecting everybody, not just Republican voters or independent voters, but every single person in this country. Inflation hit a new 40-year high. You could call it the Brandon tax, the decency tax. You get the decency of Brandon, as the boomers like to call him. Trump, orange man, no, he's gone. You're going to pay the Brandon tax, and you're going to like paying the Brandon tax. The consumer price index is up 8.6% since last year. Inflation is at nearing record highs, and you see 8.6% inflation. It's even higher for most things that people buy and most things that people actually care about. Gas is up 50%. Fuel oil is up 107%. Meat, poultry, and fish, a cornerstone of every single American diet, is up 13.1%. Milk is up 15.9%. Eggs are up 32.2%. Coffee is up 15.3%. Who can't start the day without coffee? A lot of people can't. You know, this is a cornerstone in a lot of people's routines. They, you know, get coffee, they have eggs. You talk about what they eat for dinner. They throw a steak on the grill. And all of this stuff affects everybody, especially the average voter. It does. Used car sales are up 16.1%. Bought a car last year. Was probably more expensive than it would have been a couple years ago. But now it's up even higher. Airline fares are up 38%. But the thing is that this wouldn't be affecting people if people were making this much more money on average than they were under the previous year, under the previous administration. But the real average hourly earnings in this country are actually down by 3%. You look at the data, people are not getting ahead. They're not making more money, but the cost of goods is going up significantly. We are on the verge of economic collapse. Everything under Trump, the economy was going strong, regardless of however you want to chalk it up. And of course, Democrats were trying to take credit for it. Now Democrats are going to sit here and try to put the blame for the economy on Trump somehow. But this was not a problem under Trump. Look at the inflation graphs under Trump and look at them under Biden. Was gas going up a little bit under Trump because it hit a record low during the pandemic? Yeah, but it was stabilizing. And under Biden, it's going up significantly and it has not slowed down. It is accelerating. This is not Donald Trump's fault. This is Biden's fault. He's the one that put sanctions on Russia. They're enjoying their 95-cent gas over there. He's the one that won't drill here. He's the one that's trying to negotiate to buy oil from Venezuela, from Iran, all these places that despise America. And that basically just tells you the incompetency of this administration. So many people are fed up with it, and the red wave is coming. And you understand the issues. We talk about inflation. We already covered that. That's the number one issue. 87% of voters are concerned with it. 60% say they are very concerned. You look at election integrity, which is another one. They say Republicans can't run on this. Don't talk about it at all. But this is a top issue for a lot of voters. You have to touch on it. 83% are concerned. 61% are very concerned. Now, I will say regarding this poll, it might mean different things to different people. Democrats hear election integrity. They might say my evil Republican voter suppression conspiracy theories that are not real, by the way, the Stacey Abrams stuff. But either way, a lot of that is coming from the Republican base. And people in general are fed up with the fact that it's taking how many weeks to count the votes in a lot of these states. I mean, Pennsylvania, we didn't know the winner for like a month. California, I think they're only like at 60% reporting for the primary that happened 6 days ago. I mean, come on, this is a serious issue and it needs to be touched on to some extent. 3, violent crime. Crime since the 1990s was going down significantly to an extent. Obviously, we saw a little bit of a spike up here and there, 2016, but it was nowhere near where it was in the 80s and 90s. However, under COVID, under Biden, that's changing and it's getting worse. And you look at the fact you have a lot of these woke DAs that are put in power, and they're enacting these weak-on-crime policies, and that's only going to increase the level of crime in this country. This is true. We know this. Even some of these far-left cities understand this and are waking up. Baltimore brought the cops back in 2016 because they realized that taking them out would not cause crime to dip. And you saw Chesa Bowden, and I say he because in the last video, what's the difference? Is he really a he? I don't even know. He's a very weak guy, weak man. But he actually got recalled, very corrupt, woke, weak-on-crime DA in San Francisco. So we do love to see that, but even those places are fed up with crime. And it's true, it's funny. Democrats were the ones saying, the reason why that crime is so high in the inner cities is actually because of over-policing. And black Americans actually commit the same amount of crimes as white Americans. But when you take the police out of these communities, their crime rate goes up and more crime gets committed. The problem in a lot of these places is not the fact that there is too much police. It is that there is not enough police and they need more police. And Democrats want to get rid of it. And they will use the police to their benefit. They will use the intelligence agencies to arrest gubernatorial candidates for inconsequential things in Michigan, among other things. We understand what they do. Their priorities are completely out of whack. Well, for us, but for them, it's mainly just to maintain their power and to advance their agenda. So for rising gas prices, we understand this. This has gotten worse under Biden. He does not want to drill at all, and he doesn't even want to buy oil from the cheapest source. He wants to virtue signal and say, you have to pay more for gas because it's decency and my Ukraine and Putin is evil and you need to drive a Tesla. Yeah, 82% say they are concerned and 60% say they are very concerned. The stats for violent crime were 83 and 51 respectively. Illegal immigration. Do we have to pull the numbers up again? Look at how many illegal border crossings are taking place at our southern border. It is unprecedented. It is out of control. They call what is happening in Ukraine an invasion, but they don't even want to deal with the actual invasion that's happening at our southern border. And they're going to say, well, you can't say that. That's not politically correct. And it's like, we don't know who these people are. They are foreign nationals that are crossing our southern border. What other word would you use to describe this? It is out of control. Last year we saw, what, like 1.6 million illegal border crossings, people that cross the border, we don't know who they are. A lot of them aren't even coming from Mexico. They're coming from South America. Some are even coming from Haiti and probably the Middle East, who knows. But illegal immigration is absolutely out of control. This year, we're probably going to see well over 2, if not 2.5 million border crossings. It's getting worse. You know, Trump saw a little bit of a spike in 2019. He enacted the Remain in Mexico policy and it went down. Biden got rid of that policy, doesn't want to reinstate it. And as a result, look at what we have to deal with. It's absolutely insane. So 77% concerned, 50% very concerned with illegal immigration. Last up, we have school issues, which is basically your CRT, your anti-white Marxism, just anything that's going on in schools, probably your transgender sports stuff. 76% are concerned, 58% are very concerned. These are all winning issues for Republicans. So that is why they are wasting all of their focus on an event that took place 17 months ago that they like to blow out of proportion compared to 9/11. And they're the ones in the process who look crazy because they don't accurately represent what happened to begin with regarding the situation. And they're the ones that just look like total, complete conspiracy theorists to the average person, while they're the ones that are going to be calling the average person a conspiracy theorist. So that's pretty much all it is. You look at these issues, what people care about. Republicans are going to win on all of them, which is why the primaries are so important. Speaking of primaries, I will be streaming them tomorrow out of South Carolina, Nevada, a couple of other states. So make sure you are there for that epic mega stream. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching this video. Make sure you like this video down below, comment down below, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications so you never miss another video. Follow me on social media. The links are all in the description down below. And make sure you check out the merch store and join the website. The links are in the pinned comment. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Red Eagle, out.